Hey everybody, this is Scoots. This is a new kind of experimental version of Sleep With Me we've never done before. So welcome. These are just bedtime stories from our podcast, Sleep With Me. And to make them feel fresh, these ones are from a couple of years ago. So if you're a regular listener, you might get a refresh. And if you're new, these are just bedtime stories from a show called Sleep With Me. They're strange, they're meandering, they're a little bit different. And all this is made possible by listeners like you, regular listeners like you. And so I just want to let you know that's how we're able to put the show out. And so if you are a fan of Sleep With Me, you listen to it on a regular basis, please consider supporting the show. You get ad-free episodes, you get ad-free story-only episodes, tons of other cool stuff at Sleep With Me Plus. That's sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. But if you're in a position and you have some money every month, or you say, hey, maybe I don't watch that streaming service, I'd rather give it to a podcast, think about your favorite podcast. It doesn't have to be Sleep With Me, and support that podcast. If it is Sleep With Me, I consider supporting the show would be great. But if it isn't, or there's a podcast you listen to way more, brings you a lot of value during the day, please support that podcast. Podcasting's going through a different time right now, and your favorite podcast, the one you get the most out of, could use your support the most. So consider supporting it however they request support. Just check it out, like listen to the show or check out their website, or consider supporting Sleep With Me. If Sleep With Me, you say, oh no, Sleep With Me is the one I listen to the most, sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. Thanks. Friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for the podcaster who just thought, I don't put things on pillows, but I, come up with ideas for pillows or fictional autobiographies I'll write. And I just thought of this one. You can't open a can with a can opener until you take the can opener out first. I don't know if that's wisdom. It's probably, but some part of my brain said it should be in a book called Trite Thoughts. And I said, well, okay, but it's true. It's actually factual. You can't open a can with a can opener until you take it out. It's a reminder I really do need on a daily basis. I mean, not a daily basis about the, figuratively, because I don't really open that many. Probably open 2 cans a week. Oh, I'm supposed to be open. This is not even the opening for a sleep podcast. Oh, welcome. If you're confused, you're in the right place, because it's time for Sleep With Me, the podcast that puts you to sleep. Hey, everybody, this is Scoots. This is a quick message here. If you get a lot out of Sleep With Me, if you're a regular listener, you like these new things we're trying out, like the story-only version of the show. If you're new, don't worry about any of this. But if you're a regular listener of Sleep With Me, or you're a regular listener of any podcast, if you have a favorite podcast, and it's not Sleep With Me, that's totally cool. If you have podcasts you listen to way more, or you get way more value out of, I totally understand that. Consider supporting that podcast. Podcasting as an industry is kind of going through a weird phase right now. Direct support from listeners is going to be, it seems like it's going to be the future of most shows. And so consider supporting the podcast you really love. And you could do that. You could find out, you could listen to the show and see how they ask to be supported, or reach out to them and say, hey, how can I support you? Or if you can't afford, a few dollars a month, you say, hey, how else can I support you? But if Sleep With Me is the one, Sleep With Me Plus is the best way to support Sleep With Me. Sign up for Sleep With Me Plus. Not only you get an unbelievably sweet, different ways to listen to the show, but it's a huge help for us to be able to do stuff like this. But yeah, think about what your favorite podcast is, and then go ahead and go to their website, or if you already know how they like to be supported, support that show. Thanks and good night. All right, everybody, Scoots here. It's time for Great British Bake Off, Biscuit Week, Collection 5. Sandy's at a table in a field talking. Another great day of baking ahead. Noel comes running in with a big bag of flour and a wheelbarrow. How'd you get in there? Self-raising. Then we have the teaser, but let me bust open my notes, too. We got Biscuit Week. Sandy's sitting with tea. 11 remain. Noel wheelbarrow. Self-raising joke pun. Preview Stress City. Spirits down. Nolan Sandy, he's snacking. I want to look. He looks at the camera. 3 biscuit based. So we have alliteration 1, Prue and Paul. Alliteration 2, flavor filling or something. Alliteration 3. Devilishly different. Alliteration 4. And then Paul thought on this one. Equally sized, color, hard and stiff all over wrap. Okay, so they're eating snacks. Where does, he's snacking. Did you eat all the biscuits? I thought I would do some eating stuff. Well, you do some speaking stuff. You take the biscuit, she says. That's when he looks at the camera. It's biscuit week. No crumbs left for Sandy. He even eats the crumb. Hands are the empty plates. Okay, so hard and soft all over wrap. That can't be right. Equally sized colored biscuits. But they have to do 2 sandwich biscuits. Bacon, pecan and malt. That's what Liam's working on. Sounds good. 50s love. Liam's love of malt. I love malt. Him and Mermprue talk about being given malt. So good. Soft snap. That's E4. I put E4, but I think that's already E5. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, devilishly different was 4. 225 grams. Bite Bakes biscuits, pistachio extract via Russia for Julia. Matt and Ned, that's Julia's husband and their dog. I'll know soon. I don't know. Good question. I'm not sure who's like Matt or Ned. And Ned could be either one. I mean, Sandy Flavors talks about flavors and instant memory. I liked that. Chatting me up. Manage everything and nothing. Stephen talking Rome. I put a note to talk about that. Music and baking. Semolina flour. So we'll have to, right now Liam's on the screen talking. Cook your biscuit. So will it snap? Soft snap. They all laugh. I don't know what that means, but they're laughing like it was an innuendo. No. Okay, Yan is up. Peanut butter banana. Her wife's after Zumba snack. Castor sugar for a rise and fall. Bingo wings, question mark. I don't know what that means. Start chilling. Steam Jones and Tone. Shalpel. One hand piping. Okay, the dog is Ned. I just confirmed. James accuracy. Ollie and Ethan. Viennese whirl. Base of biscuits. I guess that's another alliteration I didn't even notice. And peanut butter banana. Butter banana. Keen eye. Tom. Something in amaretto. Flow filling. That's E6, but way more. Raspberry gin. Gin jam. That might be the alliteration of the episode. Gin jam. Okay, Steven's talking about Rome. Coffee and an amaretti biscuit. Warm Sunday morning. Bells tolling. Incredibly romantic. Steven loves to listen to music, but I'm not sure what he's listening to. I think electronic. Okay, so I'll let that run. Base of biscuits. Oh, yeah. Gin jam was my favorite. Bit of booze. There's so much alliteration, I can't even keep track. Noel has a bunch of jokes about how gin makes him weepy, which is funny. Looking at pictures from Yan's wedding right now on the screen. Banana cream filling. Scientific tricks up her sleeve. Chris is talking high season whiskey. Spandex, no help. Or maybe he says, Sandy, are you going to help me? Sophie talking. Bond. Oh, Sophie sounds like she was teaching skiing. And I was like, it sounded like she was training people to be in a Bond movie. So I put teaching Bond villains to ski. Not exactly. Lemon cream. Is that true? Right now, James and Tom are piping. Two bakers piping. Chilling your dough. Won't ooze out. I liked that. Stacy, marshmallow fluff, edible, glitter, Taste the bling. Paul and Stacy do not get along, or she's just not having Paul's kind of aggressive, passive aggressive behavior. So she's really assertive. She's and she doesn't, I think she actively doesn't appreciate his, little games. So, and I don't know if that's the best approach or not. I just like it. Rods dowling his guide. Weight you gravity sconce. Liam uses a ruler. So this is everybody's doing different piping or measuring. So, because their biscuits have to be the same size. Love a lot of biscuit. Right now, Tom's working on coffee and amaretto kisses. Amaretto buttercream chocolate ganache. Kate and Flo have molds or what we would call a cookie cutter, but that they've self-designed or chosen. Flo's working on her filling, raspberries and raspberry gin. Gin jam, there you go. Gin jam, hers look like slices of bread, biscuits. Reading furniture, refurnishing furniture. Then something I can't read. Francely with family. I don't know. We'll get there. Rum, coconut, pineapple, a pirate's biscuit. Relative. This is Kate, or some of it's Kate. Well, Chris is actually weighing his whiskey, though, at least. He has a passion for the high seas. Okay. Baking time and stress. I'm over. Only one oven. Stress, counting in Russian. Rotating, Liam, all start to rush. Stress music, Julia, horse sand that I too. Assembly. That's correct. Horse sound. She makes this sound with her mouth that I do when I'm stressed, or when I'm trying to and I've never done it on the podcast but it sounds like a horse when they just let out air and their lips kind of make a noise. And I guess this is an aside moment because so this one time I was playing at someone had one of those poker parties back when the poker craze was big. Or poker tournament, multi-table tournament. Wasn't that expensive, but it was expensive enough, I don't know, $20 or $50 to play. And, I'm not very good at poker, but at the time, I was reasonably okay. And so I'd got to the final table, like they say, and we took a break either halfway through the final table or during it. And and there was one person that had the most, money, and they were also kind of the biggest personality, but they were also a little bit they played more by the seat of their pants, I would say, and by their personality than by a specific strategy. Other than that, not well, I mean, that's just something you can work with. So, but they're also one of those people that's not always nice, but kind of in a harmless way, because you can tell they feel like they're doing it because they feel. So I was in the bathroom in front of them, and I was trying to get myself ready for this last round of the last table, because that's when because I was I was more than a little bit behind, but I wasn't I was in an okay place. And I made that horse sound, and they were listening into the bathroom, and they thought I was sick to my stomach. So they went and told everybody at the table, and actually, but there was so much else going on, and I heard them kind of do it. It didn't really bother me because I was like, who would do that? One, because this is we're in our 30s. And then two, oh, well, okay. Now it's on, so I don't know. Whenever I think of that horse sound, I just think of that moment. It always brings me back, but I still do it. So anyway, Julia, horse sound, piping bags, Sandy, tastes like chocolate, Flo, done early. No, not good, probably. Oh, here's cakes, coconut shells. Oh, Titanic afternoon tea. So that's probably what I was trying to remember, is that Kate had a family member in the Titanic, in the engine room. she researched recipes, and these were actually served coconut sandwich biscuits were. So, and they said, wow, you're in her relative, was with us, did not big farm. So I think that's what I was trying to note there. Okay, Sandy's cheering them on. Makeup. Oh, then they talk about this glitter that with like Paul just can't get over it, and so Noel's like, why don't we make up Paul like David Bowie with glitter? Then Steven's kind of getting some help from everyone. If I can't, well, I'm not sure. Uh, Tom, or no, I did put no, Tom's getting help from everyone, and Tom's still trying to finish, and Sandy's like, put everything down more than once. There's a lot of sighs or shires, and then other things. Liam and Flo input true. I don't know what that means. And then eventually the judging will come up on the screen, but we'll get a little bit ahead of it. Starts with Liam, I think, because I can't read my handwriting, but uniform, tick, 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 all the things, squishy, very interesting kick, good, too something. And so Paul says, see me, like he's a teacher or something, too chewy or too something, CH. Then James goes almost there, something delicious, quality, something else fantastic, I think. Then close. I don't see anyone that has a name with clues is what my handwriting looks like. Rich, bitter, too much. Yan, even, filling a set, fantastic, perfect. Then Flo, little squishy, biscuit hard, no gin flavor. Unflavored or something? I don't know. Not good, basically. Steven, love the cherry middle. Impal, sizes, bit plural. Like I said, sometimes Kate, icing, dovedly, tough, flavor good. I think our icing is probably lovely, is what they say. Stacy, look amazing, neatly filled, taste goods, clear, well done. Sandy's eating chocolate, whiskey chocolate now, and saying how good it is. And Chris is trying to be like flirtatious. Julie, Jello Jiggler. So hers are Julia. No, sorry, Julia. Hers are jiggly, scruffy, too much, moist font, more yeast. Probably none of that. I mean, it was definitely jiggly. They are having fun with that. Sophie, okay. It looks like Sculpone. My handwriting. 24, identical. Look remarkable, delicious, like a citrus and Waldorf. Yeah, Tom, size is good. Triumph, Sandy, not happy with Tom's behavior. Then we go to the talking heads. Tom and Stacy are happy. Put glitter on face. Stress, Liam, and someone else. Yeah, we'll see the judging in a second. We'll go to that. But then they go back to the tent. Paul, don't fold off. We pop. Do fortune cookie must have for something double bake, lots of hand holding. Faff, too much of faff. I don't know what faff is. Almond and orange. Stacy says that. Table talk, 2 or 3 at a time. Liam's complimenting Flo's cookies or biscuits, I guess. Sorry, biscuits. Judgment time. Signature sandwich biscuits. So Liam's up first. I want to have these malted pecan shorties. Tick, tick, tick. So what was the thing? I said, let's have a look. Paul bites. A bit squishy. He's crumbling. Actually, a lot happening here. Bruce like, this has got a kick. I like it. But this is a meal. Too chunky. Oh, that's what it says. And then Paul says, see me. Everybody laughs. He laughs. James, rhubarb, and custard whirls. They're 24 identical. Very delicious. Vanilla. Getting the rhubarb, which is lovely, Prue says. Get the custard, but the vanilla. Quality biscuits, fantastic. He exhales. Chris, chocolate chia seed biscuits. Rich, bitter chocolate. Whiskey is too strong. He thought, so he tends to cut people off with complimenting himself, and then it backfires. Yan, Miss Marion's PB and B biscuits. Perfectly even, bit oozy. No denying banana and peanut. If the filling would have set, it would have been a fantastic biscuit. Flo's gin jam booty buddies or something. Squashy. Biscuits hard. Worked it too much. No gin. Could have been wonderful. The jam's nice. Stevens biscuits. Quite chewy middle. Crisp on the outside. Love it. Irregular sizes, though, Paul says. Flavors and texture of almond and coffee together. Chewiness in a bite, perfect. Then Kate, she's got a nice, icing's dodgy. Oh, yeah, they say it's dodgy. Tough, it's offering me a fight. It's too tough. A story of two halves. Pineapples there, yum. Then red Stacy, sparkly fluffs, look amazing, thank you. Consistently, neatly filled. Bit concerned about the glitter. Paul bites it, puts it down. Tastes great. Crispy on the outside, cookie-like on the inside. Marshmallow set beautifully, so when you bite in, it doesn't pour out. In fact, with the fluff, got to be careful not to be too sweet. Sandwich biscuit ticked all the boxes, thank you. Then Julia's dancing biscuits, because they kind of have like a jello jiggler. They all laugh, boing. They all, laughing. Bit scruffy, though. Very different, but everything's a bit strong. Too much, Bruce says. Not particularly pleasant, but daring of you. And most fun, jiggling it, Sandy says. Then we're at Sophie's, lemon limoncello. 24 identical biscuits. You succeeded. Look incredible. Clean lines. Two sides. Paul bites. A bit of drippage. It's delicious. Thank you. You can really taste the limoncello. Beautiful flavor. Beautifully cooked. Tarts. What's not to like? Wonderful. Thank you. And then we go to Tom's. Like the size, the bake looks good. Tell us about the filling, chocolate ganache on two sides, and then coffee and amaretto. Biscuit dough's a triumph, Bruce says. Thank you. Never mind about running out of time. Sandy says, just move on, Tom. So I don't think he actually got it done, but they gave him a little wiggle. He says he feels good. He's happy. Stacy's happy. She needed a boost. And now I'm getting everybody mixed up. Julia's a little stressed. Liam's stressed because he's constantly getting this feedback, and he's kind of getting treated like a kid. He doesn't say that, but I'm saying it on his behalf. But he says, I got to put these two things together. Then we go back to the tent. Where are we at here? 2 or 3 at a time. Oh, my notes. Short time to shape snap. This is Paul saying everything. Don't fold under pressure. And Sandy says, off you two pop. 12 fortune cookies. We got to do 12. Bruce got a glass rule. Write 12 things. Quite punchy. Really make it out. Mixer versus hand mixer. And Noel says, I'm sure you all got mad skills on your market, set, bake. But everybody's here. What the heck? 2 circles, smooth it, pat it down, say safe place. 3 minutes in the oven. That's how long Yan's doing 5. Sit and monitor. Padre the seal, hard to shape. Okay, so shaping these was like shape and math, nuzzle, the ones who got it, make it look easy. So it is technical, like Paul's telling Prue right now, because you got to do time it, you got to time the bake. You also have to shape them right as they come out, which I still don't understand. I think you just fold it and then you shape it on the rim of a glass. Yeah, you fold it again on the glass. Wouldn't work for me. I mean, that's not my area of expertise. Dexterity, and they got to have a snap. They show Paul and Prue, one is orange and one is almond flavor. And remember, this is Prue's first season, so she's like making jokes with Paul about if she'll have a job. Okay, we're make it look easy, but panic. Got hard for fist, got hard fast. Yan exhales. I already forgot how they did it. Oh, that was my own note. I think the first person to do it is the dad character whose name escapes me. Cornish pastry, can't do it, but you can't give up. Right now, everybody's going through and looking at how are they going to do it. Hazelnuts, flow down, now laughing. Stacy frustrated. Stacy, they say, Stacy, you got to take advice from your own things. Orange circle, pattern with stick, disguise, a haddock on wars, half an hour left. So bad. That's it ish. Last batch. Flow is fine in dipping and nutting. That's curd. We got oven monitoring going on now. Liam down, chin up. And then they do the judging. Right now in the show, people are trying to figure out how to fold them. James is the person who figures out how to fold it first that they show. And again, no one knows how to fold them, so it's really hard. If you've made them before, you have a huge advantage. So number 1, they say shape even, crack, almond. Number 2, even shape, rubbery, delicious. Number 3, not enough color, cracks well, but thick. Yeah, some people are trying to shape the circles, but James is like, okay, fold it and squidge it. Oh, Sophie's doing it too. And then you put them in something to hold them. Raw batter, number 4. Number 5, cracked, nice something. Number 6, raw, lost its shape. Number 7, pretty good, nice bake. Number 8, better factor, rubbery. Number 10, you're gonna poo candy floss. That was Sophie's. She has the best things. Not really sealed. Crack is good. 10, what are these? This is a right mess. These are flows. Raw, but a good almond flavor. 11, pretty baked, well, crispy, no flavor though. And then we go into the placements. I don't know, let me see if I can figure this out. We got, in first is Yan, second is Sophie. I don't know. I don't see Kate on here. Looks like Julia, Tom, Stephen, Liam, Kate. Oh, there's Kate, Stacy, Flo. So I don't know. There's a couple people missing. And right now, yeah, Stacy's frustrated. And Liam's like, what are these? And then we go to the talking head sequence. They got 1 hour left on the screen, though. And everybody's orange essence, orange food coloring. Don't put too much in, though. This one's going to hurt a little. Is that what that says? Dill tart a little? Sheep. That's probably the talking. It's cold morning that they arrive at the tent. Some people are taking their jackets off. Showstopper. Sandy's excited about it. So is Noel. Willy Wonka stuff. Biscuit board games. Another more alliteration after I stopped paying attention for a while. Must be able to play so it's a biscuit board game that you have to be able to play and eat everything. 3.5 hours. Also, at this one, I noticed how good like the post-production voiceover is in mood setting, because you have Noel and Sandy's normal, like, fun interaction, but like especially Noel's both of their voiceover like really does add a lot, and it's very soothing and calming, like in the midst of the chaos. And also how like well the story is told through editing. I mean, that's kind of a key for like reality game shows, really how they build the tension and stuff. So Paul and Prue, neat Riddle, Legablug, got to take good, Three Burrows dare, Three Does done. Oh, yeah, Three Does done. That's alliteration. Now Liam's on the ground, a little down. They're doing the judging. Robust to play with, but texture that is good. And they're doing the judging. Julia's, they like to crack, keep smiling. I could taste the almond and the orange. Steven, a little bit rubbery. No crack, but delicious. Slightly underdone. Kate, moving on, no coloring. Cracks well. Break your teeth, though, they're thick. Who's that guy? I don't know, the sailor guy. They spit it out, both of them. Raw batter. Tom, strong, needs to be stronger color. Cracked nicely. Nice flavor. Just need more color. Stacy, quite raw. Lost their shape. No snap. They're not baked enough. The father figure. Nice break. Nice flavor. Rather good one. Sophie, look good. Beautiful. Good little heart. Good crack. Little rubbery. Are we going to say this today? You'll mostly poo candy floss. And then Paul says, you'll get bored of writing for fortune. So you got to give it to somebody that's funny and willing to do it. Liam, not a happy picture, they say. Don't think these are ready. They didn't seal up. Beautiful crack, just not the right shape. Flow. What are these? I've made a right mess of this. Is that really fortune or not? Or did Paul just make it up? The raw almond flavor. Yan, very pretty. Cylindrical shape. Broke very well. Coming through nicely. Crispy, nice flavor. Very good. So, yeah, then they go through and do the judging, as we said. So let's get back to the worms and ladders is what Sophie's making. I've sort of done it before. She's doing her board of different, like instead of using, she's going to make her board kind of like chocolate and vanilla squares, but she's going to make them instead of frosting them. And then flood it with royal icing. Ignorance is bliss. Tom is doing the same idea, but with Carmen butter? Naive, childlike time. Who needs it? What does time even mean? I don't know what Carmine butter is. Cop It is a game that I can't think of the father figure's name, but his wife had played as a kid. It looks a bit like the game Trouble we play in the U.S. Coppentine. I don't know what that means, but they have board game night at that house, and they like the kids like playing it. Oh, competitive because they have two boys. Stacy has her own game design called Get to School with a good boy star biscuit if you win. Breakfast bagel. That can't be right. Breakfast something. Kate obscure grains of paradise. It tastes a bit like gin. She's a 90s person, so she wants to play like she's going to make a Jumanji game. Orange cardamom. Flo is trying to kickstart a recovery. I think she has a game, Pick My Bones, old Mr. Neverwell. A game where, you play with the Adam's apple, water on the knee, $1,000 fee. I love Flo's laugh. Bring it on. Board baked early. Intro over. Invite over. Julia is designing the British baking game with ginger and lime. You adventure in bake level. Liam Match Hadaway had a cookie in a tin. Showstopper gets 100 playing pieces to operate. I think like some of this is Liam and some of it's Steven. Little hats. Liam, 3 sets of game pieces. He's making a multifunctional, loads of pieces. Classroom classics like on like a chalkboard, edible chalkboard. Lemon, ginger, and honey because these comforting flavors. Chris is doing the great Badando Thor. That's what it looks like. The Great British Sail Off at Dice. Bit big. It needs 6 hours. Can you give me 6 hours? No. Steven has even more pieces. This is intense. Cotton gingerbread class, 3D design. Right now they're showing Tom's pipes and ladders. Bit childlike. Shall we call it naive? Let's call it naive. Have you nailed your timing? Not at all. Your free spirit. Time. Who needs it? What is time? It's just a construct. If Bruce says you ran out of time, say, what does time mean? Well, James is a father figure. He's talking about copy right now. Steven's working on 1,000 pieces, 90 minutes remaining. Then we get an outside shot. Stuff starts coming out of the oven. People are double checking. Stacy, Liam, Fahrenheit sticky job. Shop bought fondant as Tom is using, but more people were using it. I think Flo was one of the few people that made her own fondant. Liam's working on chalkboard icing, pieces, crackage times 2. So different people's bakes are cracking. Me bakerize. Stacy, right now they're showing Stacy's back to school. Looks tasty. It's going to have freeze-dried strawberries on it, which Flo's a little concerned about. Shop bought, chalkboard icing, pieces, crackage. Me base broke, Flo says. All Hera Orge over hours assembly. Rustic color, filling spray, nervous breaths. A lot of breathing. There's always like a breathing segment. Hot sugar, more problems. I mean, tell me about it. This is how I've lived my whole life. Hot sugar, more problems. Cats, Mondays, chest shirts. Innocent Tom behind Sophie, Sophie behind. There's a little bit of poetry there. Let's see. We got some icing. Oh, this is Kate. Just bear in mind things. Flo's hoping her choice can kickstart her recovery. So that was right. She doesn't do anything easy. For an almond biscuit, vanilla biscuit table, colored fondant, she's making herself, borders around it. It'll look just like the game. Music, playful versus neat, 5 minutes, breath, stress, Dutch, graceful underneath. Oh my goodness. Time, powerful piper, rush. Stomach. Oh, so at this point, when I started looking at everything coming together, like, this is my wheelhouse, is like iced cookies, biscuits, buttery biscuits. So my stomach was growling. Time is up. Oh, lots of sad judgment time. And we start with Sophie, biscuit board game. It's a nice alliteration again. Neat, equal dice. Love the flavor. It works. Crispy or Craspy. Good job. Then Tom, love the colors. Neat. Lots of, I just noticed, I started noticing how good the reaction shots were at this point, like building who's going to come in last, who's going to come in first, how are other people relating, how are other people feeling. But then too soft, farfer fast, drainage of farfer fast. Let's see, Julia, game mess, biscuits, pelicans taste good. Yan, broken up, lemony guide, rubbery. Liam said he's going to power up. James, love colors, bang in the face, texture's nice, Chalan, good, nice time. Liam's making his 3 sets of pieces on the screen. Cocoa icing. That could be another undercover name for me. Cocoa icing. Like, especially if I'm traveling in, like, should I do that in, like, tropical regions or northern, like regions towards the poles? You could call a hotel, you say, "Hi, I'm trying to reach cocoa icing." And I'd answer the phone, I'd forget. So then I'd say, "Hey, call back again." And then I'll answer. I'd say, "Hey, this is cocoa icing. Can I help you?" Cocoa icing here. Yeah, I'll be dancing later under the name Noir Chardonnay. Now played by Cocoa Icing. Maybe it could be Cocoa Icing I had a dog named Coco, but when I say Cocoa Icing, it creates a lot of times you say, okay, when I think of Coco, I think of my old dog Coco. When I think of Cocoa Icing, I think of something, I think of myself well-adjusted. Okay, Flo, Mr. Neverwell, look striding, messy, not a lot of deflation surplus, but does the job. Chris, compose, works, rough and ready, burnt flavors, okay. Kate, messy swamp, now not getting the grains of paradise, solid. Liam looks unfinished, fantastic, delicious, absolute elation, more decorate, something, star of the show. And then Knights and Crosses, Liam and Paul play, and Liam lets Paul win. James, help, sorry, exceptional, sublime, masterpiece, great bake, tastes delicious, neat as a pin, well done. Stacy, neat, beautifully done, chewy, raspberry, not much flavor, too much icing, dry as a bone. Then they go to the reaction shots, table talk, which we'll do. Sandy loved this challenge. Chris, Stacy, and Kate and Flo are on the bottom. Not as clear cut, but they know who the winner is. Star Baker. Paul eats Sandy's head, which was part of a game. Thank you. She baked, excused. Dental Steven. Oh, Star Baker. Sandy has a tough job. So let's see. We'll run through the judging here. Right now, everybody's trying to get their jobs done. Showstopper. Running out of time. Anything they can help with. How are your piping skills? And Noel, I'm known as a powerful piper. And everybody's very focused, trying to get it done. 1 minute left, and then the time is up. Groaning, frowning. Tom's trying not to touch his thing. People tossing their things. Not everybody's in a great mood. And then an outside shot. And then it's judgment time. Bring up your Sophie, go first. She brings hers up, as we said. Looks pretty good. She's kind of trying to fight off, smiling, beautifully neat. And you didn't have to ice the whole thing. Blocks look equal. Dice look good. Got to try it. They do zooming. Tom's reaction shot. Sophie, lemon bergamot. It works. And it's a classic game. And very, very good job. Tom frowns. I don't know why they did Tom's reactions there, but Steven says, well done. Oh, because Tom's next, I guess. Love your colors. Bright, terrific, neat. Mixed spice board. They bite it. He's waiting. We see Steven and Sophie's reactions. Tom's eyes. Christmassy and spicy. Too soft as a biscuit, Paul says, but overall design's fantastic. Then we go to Julia. Paul tilts his head. She breathes through her nose. Disappointing, Bruce says. Biscuits are delicious, but not too much ginger. Texture's good. Then Yan, they show her. They show the board. They show Noel and Sandy. It's pizza broken off. It's just a bunch of biscuits with numbers on them. Lemony one's lovely, though. Biscuits overworked, rubbery. Matcha comes through. Then they go to James's carpet. Love the colors. They're my kind of colors. Bruce says, bang in your face. Love that. The cones almost worked, but they're falling apart. And you got to play the game quick. Bruce says its texture's nice to eat. Paul likes the chocolate. Flavor's good. Game is a nice idea. And they say, Flo, do I have to bring it up? She jokes. And she presents Mr. Neverwell, not surprised. They all have a laugh. He is able to pick something up and take it out. Looks striking, bit messy. You made your fondant, but you didn't have to. And they take a bite of the biscuit. Everybody, Liam to Flo reaction, and the not a lot of difference between the two in flavor, but they're both crumbly, break easy. No chew to it. Simplistic does the job. Then they show. Then Kate says, "Well done, Flo." She says, "I'm going to bin bag my thing." Then Chris's sailing game, compass works. So they're very impressed with the compass. He's got shots all around the thing. Rough and ready. Colorful, which is good. Landmark is rum and ginger. Scotland leaving England, they laugh. They take some bites. Biscuits are burnt. Flavors are okay. Most impressive thing is your compass. Which, he said that's not my strong suit. Flo laughs. Kate goes. And she said, yeah, I didn't get a time to finish the decorations. Looks like a swamp. They take the lemon in paradise. Not getting the grains of paradise. Can't taste them. It's a bit solid. Not going to be a huge pleasure eating this. They go Tom, Liam, Chris, Flo reaction. Then Liam goes, looks a bit unfinished, but that's part of the thing. Could have decorated a little bit more. The game pieces. Then we get a bunch of reactions out of Kate, Chris, Liam. Fantastic flavor. Lemon, honey, and ginger, delicious. Tricky to do, too. But, I mean, he got it looking like a chalkboard. Absolutely delicious. Cinnamon and cardamom, crumbly, melting. Like to see more decoration, but the biscuits are the star of the show. Then let's play some noughts and crosses. Is it not? Oh, I guess 0 noughts and crosses. And Paul let Liam win. I don't know. We see a shot of Flo. His is really big, too. It's a chalkboard. He's like, dude, I'm going to tie one on tonight now that I'm safe. Steven needs help bringing his up because it's so well done. I mean, he's got basically a real working 3D chess set. And they take a look at it. It's like a piece of art, exceptional. They move the pieces around. It's got tops, very sublime, delicate tops. They start eating it. She gets worried. They show Sophie. They show Tom. They show Steven. Great tasting gingerbread. Fondant's not too thick. They take some more bites of the board. They wait. Orange flavor's delicious. Neat as a pin. Holy mackerel. Bruce has to sigh because she says it's so well done. And Liam and Tom and Sophie all say, great. Stacy goes up. She puts hers down. It's a made-up game called Get to School. 3 boys, 3 players, because I got 3 boys. So neat, beautifully done. Like the school blazer. Piping is good. They take a bite of the blazer one. A chewy, rubbery. Not much flavor. Then they bite the board. From an eating point of view, it's too much icing. So she puts her hand over her face. We see Chris. We see Stacy. Paul's not done. Dry as a bone. Crumbles into nothing. We see Flo. Flavor and texture is not so wonderful. She goes off. She's down. We see Kate and Flo are down. Chris takes a drink of water with Stacy. Yen's actually in the background talking to somebody. She's in a good mood, though. Table talk. We have 4 people. We cut them all into bits. Sandy loves the challenge. Incredible array of imagination and skill. Peru notes, Stephen, holy moly. Tom was very picturesque. Sophie's as well. Taste of hers was divine. Chris was already in trouble. Never got close to finishing anything. Stacy's looked good, but biscuits were dry. Kate struggled. She didn't finish hers. Too ambitious. Flo didn't go great. So not clean cut as you think. So we're going to have to have a conversation about who's going, but Star Baker should be easy. Paul takes a bite of Sandy. That was written in, it looks like. Then with the sun setting, bakers are sitting. Everybody comes out. Sandy, Noel, Prue, Paul. See Flo's face. See all the bakers. You see they're getting ready to announce Star Baker. Sophie's reaction, 'cause she was close. Then Steven. Then Tom. And then they say Steven. He smiles, but like a struggled smile, kind of like me. Then Sandy's like, I got to say who's leaving. We see Kate. We see Stacy's hands in her face, and she's breathing through her nose. Flo and Kate, Flo again. And then they say Chris, and he says, what a surprise. Let's have a hug. And we get to the end of the episode hugging. And he's like, yeah, I'm a bread baker, man. Pastries are my thing. So I didn't get a chance, but it was honor and a privilege. The sun's setting behind him. And Paul says, too bad. He's got fantastic ideas. Well done, Steven says. Liam says, yeah, gulp, but he's happy. Kate's like, I got out of this one. A lot of relieved hugs. Sophie's disappointed. She didn't get Star Baker. Maybe next week. Noel kisses Steven on the cheek. He hugs Chris, who's leaving. Alien to me. This is so beautiful. Steven's commentary and so relatable. He said, I can't get used to this feeling. It's alien to me. I've bullied myself so much, and I'm finally getting praise. I don't know what to do with it. I've been there. And Flo said, I expected to leave. She gives Liam a huge super hug. Not getting rid of me that easy, she says. And with that, the episode ends. Another enjoyable trip off to the baking off to bed. Good night. All right, I want to thank everybody that became a patron recently. Laura, Josh, and Sandra. Thanks. Good night. Cathal, NP, and Celeste. Thank you. Thanks. Good night. Marie, Yekaterina, and Connor, thank you, thanks, and good night. Allie, Christina, and Catherine, thank you, thanks, and good night. Shelley, Jesse, and Elizabeth, thanks, and good night. Gina, Michelle, and Deirdre, thanks, and good night. Team K, Rebecca, and Helen, thank you, thanks, and good night. Maddie, Kale, and Ariane, thank you, thanks, and good night. Scott, Merwin, and Jasmine, thank you, thanks, and good night. Caitlin, Glenda, and Charlene, thank you, thanks, and good night. Sam, Julie, and Robert, thank you, thanks, and good night. Kelly, Irish Fox, and Aaron, thank you, thanks, and good night. Addison, Vanessa, and Griffin, thank you, thanks, and good night. Glenn, Melissa, and Michael, thank you, thanks, and good night. And Lisa and Carla, thanks, and good night. Thanks, everybody, for supporting the show on Patreon, supporting our sponsors, spreading the word about the show. Could not do it without you. So I really appreciate the support, and thank you so much. And here's a little bit more about our referral program. Thanks. Hey, everybody, this is Scoots with like a tuck you in message here for our bedtime story podcast. We're trying out, and I kind of said this, free way to support Sleep With Me and bedtime stories from Sleep With Me is join our referral program, sleepwithmepodcast.com/refer, R-E-F-E-R. You get rewarded for introducing people to the free version of Sleep With Me, including access to Sleep With Me Plus. But most of all, just think about what your favorite podcast is or one of your favorite podcasts, and then support that podcast. It doesn't have to be Sleep With Me, but just to support your favorite podcast because they could use your support right now. And if you decide, Sleep With Me is actually my favorite podcast, well, wow, blushing, seriously, even though it's imaginary here in this context, and support it at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus, or listen to a show you love and see how they want to be supported. Thanks.